So, you know that feeling when you're like driving on autopilot to work and you don't remember how you got there, forgetting important dates, leaving your phone in the fridge and forgetting about it? Nobody does that but me. When we're all caught up in our minds and we're just getting distracted by our worries and our fears, we're not being present and we're absolutely missing everything that's happening in front of us. Attention is currency, and people pay good money to get our attention, and it's working. Instagram, ads, YouTube, because the more attention and energy that goes into something, the more powerful it is. The world is constantly, relentlessly asking for your mental energy, and you are giving it, all of it. Answer this email, like this picture, use this product. I mean, it's no wonder we're just so foggy up here. And it gets so jumbled and unorganized up there that we just end up like in our own little world and we don't even see what's happening around us. Hello and welcome. My name is Melissa from thepurposecoaching.com, and today we're going to talk about cleaning your mental space. Now, this is part 3 of a 4-part series, so if you haven't seen the other videos, I will link them down below. I think we all know that too much information can clog up our brain, and we're constantly taking in new information. When you scroll through Instagram, you're watching Netflix, when you're watching YouTube, when you Google shit, like it's too much. And we know with our body, a detox, like these things are beneficial for our body, but what about our minds? Just as our bodies retain toxins and waste, our mind retains toxic attitudes. A poison mentality can pretty much ruin any life event. If we reset our laptops when they act up, what about us? It tries to move in several directions at once, and the truth is nothing gets done. So if you want to learn how to clean your mental space in 10 simple steps so that you can be more productive, then keep on watching. Step number 1, declutter your physical environment. A clear space means a clear mind. Pile of mail you have at your house, or that closet that's just, you can't even like open it. Your garage, the mess in your car, the mess on your desk. Whether you're an organized person or not, these things do bother us. We're visual, and I'm a big believer in that our exterior is a reflection of our interior. I know when my house is just like crazy and it's upside down, it's kind of how I'm feeling inside. And like I said, we're visual, so even if we're focused on something else, just seeing that mess there is enough to split your attention. So even though you're focused on this one thing, it's always there in the back of your head. Less is more, keep it simple. A clear space is a clear mind. Step number 2, meditate. I know. Everyone and their mother on YouTube tells you to meditate, but it's for a reason. If there was a physical representation of resetting a computer, that's what it does for us. Personally, I can't just sit there and not think. I get very impatient, so I like to play music, instrumental, and even just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes of nothing is so nice. It's so relaxing. And if you do it every day, oh my God. I suffered anxiety for years, and that was one of the things that really helped me to just stop and junk that was going in, that I was thinking about. You don't have to, do it for an hour a day. You don't have to pick up yoga and stuff like that. Do what works for you. If it's music, if it's doing it in a little space in your house or in your car, then do it. Step number 3, keep a journal. Now, again, this is something I struggle with because I don't like to write that much. But you know what? There's something that happens when you write stuff down that it forces you to be honest. I think because when we talk, we could just say the first thing that comes to mind. We don't really have to put much thought into it. But when you write, it has to pass through your mind. Like you have to think before you write it down. So usually what you write down, has more substance. There's been more thought to it and more feeling. Sometimes there's things we would never say out loud, but we can write them down. Step number 4, let go of the past. I'm a big believer in you being able to choose how you want to feel. You don't have to hold on to things that don't serve you anymore. And I know sometimes there's resentment, ego. No, it's because they hurt me and I don't want to forget. I can't forgive them and I want to let it go. Listen, that's just pain you're causing to yourself. You don't know how many times I've held on to something and then I finally go and confront that person, and it turns out that it was a complete misunderstanding and they didn't mean it and they were so sorry. And then afterwards, I stop and think like, wow, I held on to that for so many years, and it was literally for no fucking reason. So be surprised how many situations are like that. I'm not saying that whatever you're holding on to isn't important, but maybe it's not what you thought it was. Time definitely does heal. Time definitely does give you perspective. So something that happened a long time ago, consider letting it go. Step number 5, stop multitasking. Yeah, I said it. Stop multitasking. It's a lie. It doesn't work. Before you disagree, there are studies that have proved this. You can't do two important things at the same time. Things that are second nature, like, walking and talking, walking and breathing at the same time, is different. But trying to do two things that are important at the same time, you can't. Multitasking was actually invented after computers because they said that, it multitasks, it can do two things at the same time. But that's not true. A computer can't multitask. A computer goes at lightning speed, so it may appear that they're doing two things at the same time, but they're not. It's just going really fast. So it seems like they're doing it at the same time, but they're not. So if even a computer can't do it, what makes you think you can do it? You can't. And even if you try, even if you say, well, I do, you're not doing it well. You may be able to do two things at the same time, but you're not doing it well. Keep your life simple. Don't make it so complicated. When you're doing one thing, do that one thing, focus on it, finish it, and then do the next thing. Step number 6, limit the amount of information coming in. Limit the amount of information that comes into your life and create space in your mind by doing the following. Set a limit to the amount of time that you're going to spend on social media or just the internet in general. And I would even go as far as doing a social media detox, since we're talking about life reset and everything. Just a week. No social media, no scrolling, no Googling stuff, none of that. Just read a book, do something else, but no social media. Next would be to unsubscribe or unfollow things that don't benefit or don't support your mental state. So if you just get a lot of junk mail and it's just stuff coming in all the time, start unsubscribing in your social media. And we all are guilty of this, of having people that we follow and we're just like, oh my God, she's so awesome and I suck. Or, oh my God, I wish I was like that. And you may think it's like motivation, but if it's taking away from you more than it's giving, if you always end up feeling just crap about yourself, unfollow that person. There's other people that can motivate you, that maybe are just a few steps ahead of you, that would be more inspiring, because at least they're a few steps ahead of you. So it's realistic to you. You can be like, I can do that. I know a few months ago she was at this point and now she's here. I can do that. Instead of having someone that's so far ahead that it just makes you feel bad about yourself. It's not forever, but notice how you feel. If you're seeing things, or even those people that are always complaining, you don't know how many people I've had to unfollow because they're just always complaining, or they're just always whining, or they're just always posting stuff that I don't care for, and it sounds such a first world problem, but this is our life. We spend our life on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and we need to protect ourselves. If these things are not making you feel good about yourself, just get it out of your way. So out of sight, out of mind. Now, next step, along the same note, make sure that the opinions and the information that you do get is from people that you look up to, people that have a positive message. And lastly, when you're in this process of sorting through what information you want to receive or don't receive, make sure that the information is relative to you. It's going to support you, and disregard absolutely everything else. Step number 7, be decisive and just do it. So I think we all have this list of things we've been having to do. Like, I still need to do this, or I need to take care of this. It's been months. Look at that list. Decide if it's something that you really need to do, or maybe you can delegate it, or maybe it's just not that important. But the things that are important that you need to do, set aside a day and just do it. Just do it. If you need to get your car checked, the brakes checked, just go check them. If you need to pay a bill that's been sitting there for months, just go pay it. Just make a day of it, even half a day, and just go do it. Just get it off your plate. I think we're all guilty of this. We all are always procrastinating. If you continue to put off making decisions, your brain is just gonna be overflowing with all these decisions that you have to make. And the way to fix that is to just be decisive and just do it. Step number 8, put routine decisions on autopilot. So small routine tasks, while they're small, when you combine them all, it does take up a lot of space. So these small routine tasks look like deciding what you have for breakfast every morning, or decide what you wear each day. You can reduce the amount of brain space that these decisions take up by putting them on autopilot. So for example, just a few months ago, I started to pick my outfits for the week. And it was something I just tried because I thought, that's so dumb. It doesn't take that much time. but it does, especially for us girls. It really does, and it was crazy. Like, I swear, I think it saved me like a good 10 minutes every day, because I mean, just get up, shower, get the thing out, and put it on. It was so simple, and I beat my head. I was so mad. I'm like, why didn't I do this sooner? Because, you know, normally you're running in the morning, you make breakfast, you shower, oh, what am I gonna wear? And you're like looking at all these things, okay, what looks good? And maybe you try something on it and you're like, oh, I don't like that. It clears up the space. I don't have to think about it. So try it. I swear, you're gonna love it. Step number 9, prioritize. Nothing creates as much brain clutter as an endless to-do list. So there comes a point where you have to just accept that you're not gonna get it all done. And it's okay. And I know this is kind of contradictory to what I've just said, but there are certain things that are just more important than others. So obviously, when I say, you know, don't put off those important decisions, just do them. Stuff like taking the brakes on your car, or bills, or anything that has to do with like you need it, like you need it to live. Obviously, that's a priority. Do it. But if the other stuff didn't get done, like, it's okay. It's not a big deal. You'll live. I actually talk about this in my program, how when we're focused on something, chaos is sure to follow. There's no way you could be solely focused on something and have everything else covered, because you can't. Like I just said, you can't do a bunch of important things at the same time. We can really only focus on one thing at a time. So we're putting all this time and energy. There's gonna be other things that are not gonna get done. And you can ask for help, you can delegate, you can hire somebody. But if not, just let it go. It's okay. Think in the long run what you're gonna be grateful that you put more energy towards. Next step, take some time to unwind. Your brain needs to rest and recharge in order for it to work smoothly. So turn off your phone, turn off your laptop, take a day, do something that makes you feel happy just because it makes you happy. Whether that's going to a movie, or napping, or going somewhere fun, you know, whatever it is, take a break, unwind. And bonus tip would be to share your thoughts with a friend. Sometimes talking to your friends or family or a loved one is a great way to release all that pent up energy, because sometimes it's just that we feel that we're carrying it all, and just letting it out and telling someone about it and how we're feeling can really help, like, you know, because now it's not just you, now you've shared it with somebody else. And even sometimes other people have different perspectives. You don't know how many times I've been like, oh my god, I don't know how to do this, or I feel so overwhelmed, and then I talk to somebody and they're like, well, why don't you just do this? And I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that. So it's not just for the act of just venting and getting it out, but also just getting someone else's perspective can help you be clearer and make better decisions. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you heard, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and comment below what mental trash are you going to get rid of.